Hello everyone and welcome to my room tour 2026. So I moved in here like a year ago, but I never did a room tour, but now I got everything set up. So I figured might as well do one now. So we'll start with these shelves over here. Start with this one. See up top, we've got the Batman Who Laughs, who I swear I got him back when he was cool, before he was overplayed and overstayed his welcome and Dark Knight's death metal happened, and now I kind of regret having him. But the design's still cool. Got some other stuff. Got Doom Guy up here. Got some popcorn buckets. Got Vader and Obi-Wan fighting. All right, now on to the comics. So I have this sort of alphabetical, and then also done by characters, and then also just lazy. Like I get a new comic and I just put it in the shelf because I don't feel like reorganize everything to keeping it alphabetical. So let's start here. So we got a little bit of Aquaman with New 52 and then Rebirth, and we get Authority, and then we get into all Batman. I really like the way these the Nightfall trilogy omnibuses look. That's pretty cool. I like that. Then we got all these right here. We got the Paul Dini Batman omnibus. We got Black Mirror, which I need to get the Absolute Edition, but it's like $300, so that's going to be a while. We got some more Batman. And then here we have, because my shelves are thrown off because I have oversized editions on both shelves. And so I have to have these, like, that's why each shelf isn't the same length, because I had to have a shelf set up for the oversized editions, for the absolute editions, and then you see the deluxe editions for image books, and so, or for independent books. And so that's why the shelves are different. So this one I decided I'm just going to make it a Star Wars shelf, mainly Republic Commando. But we got some Star Wars books. I don't read a whole lot of books. I need pictures in my books. But here's my books that I got. I got Kenobi from John Jackson Miller, and I got all the Republic Commandos books because I love Republic Commando. And then we got a few Funkos. As you can see, I really like Lando as the as Jabba's guard. But yeah, we got a few. We got Cassian Andor there. We got the Republic Commando deluxe edition there. We got Delta 3-8 Boss Fixer. I need to get the rest. We got the little Lego versions of them. That's pretty cool. Now down here to the Absolute editions. We got All-Star Superman, Absolute Superman by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, which I love so much. Batman Hush, Doomsday Clock, Absolute Green Arrow from Phil Hester and Kevin Smith. We got Absolute Infinite Crisis, Absolute Joker and Luthor, which I mainly got for Luthor because the Joker one's not very good, but the Luthor one's incredible. New Frontier, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, the first volume. I need to get the other two, but I have the first one. It's really cool because if I can pull this out, show the difference compared to like other ones. It's got this like fabric on the outside, which is pretty cool, and it's got a cool design, but I love the Absolute editions. The Absolute editions are, that to me is the best reading experience. It's like the IMAX of comics. It's the best way to read comics because I love the big oversized editions compared to like a smaller trade paperback or something. I like the oversized. It's really cool. But anyways, come back in here. We got a little bit of Deathstroke. Then we got Flash. Now this is the this is the original mapping for the Flash. So this was when they first released Jeff Johns' Flash omnibuses, and the mapping was done completely wrong. So they completely stopped this print and then like redid them with the correct mapping. So you'll see that it's like different. If you've seen the Flash omnibuses by Jeff Johns, you'll see that they're completely different now. This was the original run, and then they changed it because the mapping was all effed up because DC completely screwed up. But anyways, got some Flash here. And then down here we got some Green Arrow. We got a little Ollie down here representing in front of the Longbow Hunters Omnibus Volume 1. Volume 2 is like $500. Like, if you can find it. So, yeah, Volume 2 is going to be a while till I get that. Got some more Green Arrow, a little bit of Green Lantern, Hawkman right here. And then we move on to Jonah Hex, one of my favorites. I love this. This is so cool. I'm glad that DC put this out. I think it's out of print now and it's hard to get. But what I love about this is I have a lot of the old Jonah Hex back issues, and it's older comics from like the 70s. So the color's not too great on. They're worn out, but so I love this because you can see how vibrant the colors are and how great it looks. To where when you pick up like those old back issues, they don't look quite as good as they did when they were originally published. But yeah, I love that edition. It's really cool. And then we got some more Jonah Hex. This is a black and white showcase. Got No Way Back, which I got signed by Jimmy Palmiotti when I met him for the first time, and he drew this for me. That was really cool. This is back in MegaCon, which I get he put 14, so that's 2014 when I met him at MegaCon. Dang, that was a long time ago, but that's really cool. And then you see I have the rest of the trades, which these are all also out of print now. They haven't put these back into print. This is the pre-New 52 run from Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti on Jonah Hex. This is amazing. Then they just did this New 52 run for Jonah Hex. They just did the omnibus for that. That just came out. Highly recommend. We got Kingdom Come. We got Lobo. Got a little bit of Legion of Superheroes. We got all of Chuck Dixon's Nightwing. Got some more Nightwing stuff here with a little bit of Rebirth and Grayson. And then down here we're getting Superman, which if you've been around the channel for any amount of time, then you know that Superman's my favorite character in all of fiction. So I've got the first 3 Golden Age omnibuses. I've got the 2 Triangle omnibuses, which are out. Volume 3 is not out yet. We got Exile and Other Stories omnibus. We got, of course, we got Doomsday and Superman down here representing. We've got Superman Action Comics by Dan Jurgens, Volume 1. We've got Rebirth, then Super Sons, then Superman by Philip Kennedy Johnson, the first omnibus, which just came out. And then I'm assuming once Book of L wraps up, they'll do Volume 2. So hopefully it's not too long until that gets out, maybe like in another year or so. Action Comics 80 Years, Kryptonite, Man and Superman, which did I get this? I know I got the other one signed. I don't know if I got this. I guess I didn't get this one signed. I got the other one. I got the paperback, not the hardcover, signed when I met Marv Wolfman. We've got Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, one of the greatest Superman's artists ever, draws one of the best Supermans ever. We got all of John Byrne's Man of Steel. Then down here, we got some more Superman. A lot more Superman Ending Battle, incredibly underrated. Both Kurt Busiek collections. More Kurt Busiek. All Superman. And then we get to Superman, Batman, Shazam, Suicide Squad, Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, Trinity, and Wonder Woman. Alright, now, on to the next shelf. At the top, I get asked sometimes if I ever read any manga, and the only manga I've ever read is Vinland Saga. So Vinland Saga I really like it, but something happens to my goat partway through, which I won't say if anyone hasn't read it, and that's when it kind of goes downhill a little bit for me. It's still good, but it was like peak, and then something happens to my favorite character, and then it's like not quite as good. I feel like it loses its footing a bit. But anyways, the reason I haven't read all of it and I stopped at 10 was because I have so many unread comics, and every time I'd get a new one of this, I'd get it and I'd just burn through it, read it, and I'd be like, all right, let's get another one. I was like, I can't keep doing that when I have all these unread comics, because I was getting them all off Amazon. So now my philosophy with this is, if I find Vinland Saga Volume 11 out in the wild and find Book 11, I'll buy it. But I have not found it. I've been to so many bookstores, so many conventions, everything, have not found Book 11. So for now, I just got the first 10. And we got a little bit of G.I. Joe, got Stray Bullets, all the Invincible compendiums, and here is my Superman little show-off shelf. So these are all signed comics right here. This is Action Comics 1000, signed by Peter Tomasi when I met him at Dallas Fan Expo. And then Philip Kennedy Johnson signed the conclusion to Warworld Saga, Warworld Apocalypse, which I got him to sign that at Dallas Fan Expo as well. Here is the classic Jim Lee cover for Superman 204, and I got him to sign it at Emerald City Comic Con. And then Marv Wolfman, which I got him to sign this at Washington Summer Con. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we got Superman and Mongol, the Superman from Future State specifically, not exactly the Warworld Saga, but Future State. So like that, this is essentially the Rick Remender shelf, basically the Rick Remender and Friends shelf, because we got Rick Remender with Black Science, all Deadly Class, Fear Agent. Man, I'm a big Rick Remender fan. All this stuff is great other than Scumbag. Scumbag sucks, but Black Science, Deadly Class, Fear Agent, Seven to Eternity, amazing stuff. I love Rick Remender. Then we got the Witcher stuff, because I like the Witcher games, and so I've got the Witcher library editions, and they're pretty cool. Again, they're these oversized editions, and they're just different stories. You know, they're all like just these. It's not really serialized. It's like anthologies, and I enjoyed it a lot. This is just like stuff sort of more based in the game universe, where it's just like random Geralt stories. Because I have some other Witcher comics that are still later that are like adaptations from the books, but these have nothing to do with the books. And then here I got Parker from Darwin Cook, rest in peace, one of the goats. Avatar: Last Airbender: The Search, the only Avatar comic I got because I want to know what happened to Zuko's mom, but it's okay. It's not near as good as the show. Now moving on, we got all of New Teen Titans from Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Yes, the dust jackets are different because that's just how it was when I got them, and I know some OCD people who drive nuts having these different dust jackets. It does bother me a little bit, but it doesn't bother me so much that I need to spend money to fix it. So I'm leaving it how it is. Got some more Teen Titans, My Last Man, 0 Hour, Gotham Central, which very underrated. Also a cheap omnibus you can get. You can get this for like $40 to $50 generally. Radiant Black. Got some more stuff. Witches, Outcast. And then down here, this is the Ed Brubaker and Friends shelf. So we got Humanoids, which is really cool. This was done by a guy that wanted to do a Dune adaptation and then didn't get to, and so then he did his own crazy version in a comic, and it's really cool. I liked Humanoids. I liked the Meta Barons a lot. It was crazy. Then we got some Exo Manowar right here, which this is actually signed by Matt Kent. This is the only signed comic that I have that I didn't meet the person who signed it. I just bought it and it was signed. That's what they did for like these editions. They have like, let me see. Yeah, see, they have, this is copy number 118 of a limited edition of 1,000, signed by Matt Kent. Yeah, but all the other signed comics I have were comics that I owned and then I brought to conventions and got signed. But anyways, yeah, Exo Manowar, we got some Ninjak right here. Then we get into Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips with Sleeper, and then we got Fatale, and then the Fade Out. The Fade Out was the first of the independent Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips stuff I ever read. We got Pulp, we got the entire Reckless series, Night Fever, Where the Body Was, Kill or Be Killed, which is probably my personal favorite from Brubaker and Phillips. I love Kill or Be Killed. As you can see, I got it from a library. That's why it's got the sticker on it. It's like all beat up. I bought it from it was a previous library copy. Then we got Criminal, all 3 deluxe editions, Cruel Summer, The Knives, and then now we're on to back to Rick Remender with The Sacrificers. These are the only 3 volumes out because volume 4 is currently, the issues are coming out and that's going to end soon. But I'm reading that issue to issue. It's really good. Then we got some Jeff Lemire with Sweet Tooth and Descender, Black Hammer, Bone Orchard Mythos, The Passageway. Then we got Enfield Gangmaster. This I got signed by Chris Condon when I met him at Emerald City Comic Con. Yeah. So that was pretty cool, getting to meet him. Some other stuff here, Barbaric, The Killer, because I'm a big fan of the movie. The comic was way different, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it, because it was interesting, but the main character, I talked about it on Nerd Talk on the podcast, but the main character in The Killer, in the comic, is just so not interesting or likable. He's so just like, it's hard to follow. It's not to where he's the point where it's like a villain where you're interested. It's just, I just hate the guy and I don't want to read more about him is the thing. Compared to Michael Fassbender, how he plays him in the movie, which is much different. But the stories and stuff are interesting. And then here we got some Ninja Turtles, and then of course we got Commando Snake Eyes here representing G.I. Joe. We got the 2 G.I. Joe compendiums. Compendium 3 comes out soon, I believe. Best of Duke, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, some more G.I. Joe. Then we got 5 of the IDW G.I. Joe run, which was really good for the most part. And I think there's like 7, volumes total, but it's like, the last time I saw one of the other volumes that I'm missing, it was like $3,000 on eBay. So probably never going to finish this, sadly. But I got 5 of them at least. Cobra the Last Laugh. Now talk about a steal. I got this, I don't remember how much. I could check my Amazon when I got it. But I got it for like $30 or something. And now it's like $200. So, because this is out of print and this is hard to get. This Cobra the Last Laugh, which I love. One of my favorite comics ever. This hardcover, really nice. And it's very hard to get now. So that was, I had perfect timing on that. We got some more IDW G.I. Joe with Targets. They got some Chuck Dixon G.I. Joe. Then we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Future. And then now we're back to more Witcher. So this was some of the comics I believe that it's a classic collection. I believe they did this originally in like the 80s. And then they reprinted it in this collection, which was cool. And these are all comic adaptions of some short stories. So these were actual short stories that they did for The Witcher, and then they adapted them into comics. So of course I got that, because again, I like pictures in my books. Then we got Saga right there. And that's it for the 2 big shelves. And so now on to the smaller shelves. This is where you may be like, where's the Marvel? Because I'm more of a DC guy, but we've gotten some Marvel, some DC and some independent. But now we're going to be going on to Marvel. But first, I have to show you, these are my primo signed comics. So this is my holy grail right here. Deathstroke's one of my favorite comic book characters ever, and this is his first appearance, and I got George Perez and Marv Wolfman to sign it. So I met George Perez at Tampa Bay Comic-Con in, like 2013? I want to say like 2013, 2014, 2012. sometime around there I met him and I got him to sign it. And so that was really cool. Rest in peace. And then Marv Wolfman, when I met him at Washington Summer Con a few years ago, I got him to sign as well. Same with this, which is the first appearance of Nightwing. So that's pretty cool as well. Both signed by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. This, G.I. Joe #1, signed by Chuck Dixon. And then this is the Snake Eyes Origin issue. I got signed by Larry Hama, also at Midsummer Con. So that was cool. And then Chuck Dixon, I think he was at... I want to say I met him at Tampa Bay Comic Con as well. I can't remember where I met Chuck Dixon. That was a while ago. I think that was Tampa Bay Comic Con as well. But anyways, here we've got some just random, some movie stuff, some comic stuff. So I got like a film cell. My sister got me this for Christmas, a film cell from Star Wars. That's cool. Got Jaws wine, because I like Jaws. We got some John Wick stuff. This actually holds, this is the book from John Wick 3 that he gets, that he, when he goes into the library to get his stuff, to get his ticket, and it's pretty cool. It's the book for Baba Yaga, and it's got the first 3 movies in steel books with the 4K Blu-rays in them. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And we got some more John Wick stuff. We got some coins from John Wick. So if you need to stay at the Continental, you got that. You got the map from John Wick 4. If you can't tell, I like John Wick. Doom Dark Ages. This was pretty cool. They did like a Scooby-Doo. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan, and they did a Scooby-Doo deluxe sort of edition for the Blu-ray. So this holds the Scooby-Doo Where Are You, the full series, and on Blu-ray, and it has like a little haunted house. So I like that. Got that forever ago. There we got from The Thing. We got one of my goats, Snake Eyes. These two went to war when I was a child. I would have these two fight all the time. My generic Marine G.I. Joe was my #1, and then Max Steel, who was my heavy. He was always the bad guy, always getting his ass whooped by my Marine. Big old Nightwing Funko that a friend got me. Got some more got some more Superman stuff. This was like my first Superman action figure that I can remember. As you can see, he's balding. Sadly, Norwood comes for everyone. Man of Steel Deluxe Edition. We got probably my favorite Superman statue that I've got. I think it's really cool. American flag in the background. Got the doves right here. Ripping the Superman Treasury Edition. Alright, so that's for the top. Now we'll get into the comics. So first we'll start with the Marvel side. As you can see, we've got Avengers Age of Ultron. We got some Avengers comics, Annihilation. Then we get into Black Panther. With Black Panther the early years. Black Panther by Christopher Priest, Omnibus 1. Then we got the Reginald Hudlin collection. We got 1 through 3. And then we get into Captain America. So we got Captain America Jack Kirby. I believe this is volume 4, even though it doesn't say it because Marvel's stupid. Then we got Mark Gruenwald volume 1 Omnibus. I need to get volume 2. And then I've got the entire run from Brubaker in the omnibuses, which again also doesn't have the number on here, but this is the entire one, so I was happy to get that. Some more Captain America, Rick Remender Captain America. Then we got, this is super hard to get. As you can see, it's beat up because I had to get like a more beat up edition because it's out of print. The Daredevil by Frank Miller. This was so hard to get because it's expensive generally, but I got it for like $100-something for like pretty beat up, but it was like just over $100, which is really a pretty good deal for this because it's hard to find under like $180. And then Man Without Fear, Born Again, Typhoid's Kiss. We got volume 1 of Bendis. So hard to find. Volume 2 is very expensive because it's also out of print. Marvel's terrible with that. They're terrible with those. Like, people would buy more, like, it's not like it wouldn't sell. It's just, I don't know why Marvel doesn't put Bendis' Daredevil back in print. It's so stupid. Especially when they brought the show back. We got all of Brubaker's Daredevil, Shadowland, Daredevil by Mark Waid. We got some Daredevil from Charles Soule. And then we got Zdarsky's Daredevil right there. Over here, we got a little bit of Deadpool and Cable. We got Daniel Way's Deadpool. We got Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, then some Hawkeye right here, and then some Hulk with a World War Hulk. I really liked World War Hulk. We have Invaders, Iron Fist, Danny Rand, some classic Iron Fist comics, Iron Fist, The Book of Changes, the Immortal Iron Fist is what got me into the character. Love Danny Rand. Then we got a little bit of Moon Knight here, Punisher. We got Rick Remender's Omnibus, which was a very interesting, it was a very kind of cartoony version of Punisher. You had Frankencastle riding dragons and stuff. Crazy. Then we got Garth Ennis Volume 1 Omnibus. Again, hard to get because it's out of print. Then we got more Punisher here. We got some Marvel Now Punisher. Then a little bit of Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. Then some Star Wars. This is the pre-Marvel stuff, the Legend stuff, Expanded Universe. And then here's the actual Marvel Star Wars stuff right here. In the current Disney canon Star Wars. And then we got Thunderbolts, all of Donny Cates' Venom, along with Absolute Carnage Omnibus. And I've got all the current Wolverine omnibuses, because volume 7 ain't out yet. I don't know when they're going to do that, but I got all 6 volumes. We got Wolverine from Claremont and Miller, which I also got this. This is signed by Chris Claremont. I met him at Emerald City Comic Con. Yeah, I got that signed. That was cool. I met him like 7 or 8 years ago. More Wolverine. This is the Wolverine shelf, so you're going to be seeing Wolverine. Let's see. We got Winter Soldier, some Rick Remender, Uncanny X-Force. If you can't tell, I like Rick Remender. Some more X-Men stuff, and that's it until we get to these signed comics. So, some Incredible Hulk signed by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Winter Soldier signed by both Kyle Higgins and Rod Reese. Met them both at Emerald City Comic Con. That was cool. Chris Condon, Ultimate Wolverine. Jim Lee, X-Men. Jonah Hex up here, the Yosemite Sam Looney Tunes issue, which is cool. I got that signed by Jimmy Palmiotti. Marv Wolfman got signed this issue of Crisis on Infinite Earths for me. Kyle Higgins, Nightwing #1, and then Peter Tomasi signed Ghost Machine #1 for me when I met him at Dallas Fan Expo. So that's it for the comics, but while I've got you, might as well show you my movies, because I don't really talk about movies a whole lot on the channel. And I can show you my setup, and there's my posters. But let's show you my setup. So this is where I record the PC and everything. There's my PC down there. But let's show the movies real quick. I got up here. The movies are. If you thought that the comics weren't organized, boy, wait till you see the movies. So the movies are kind of by director, then kind of by actor, and then kind of just thrown together. So first, Guy Ritchie's my favorite director, so I have Guy Ritchie first with Snatch and Rock and Roll, Revolver, all them. Then we move on to John Carpenter with Sultan Precinct 13 and then all his movies. And then we go into Once Upon a Time in the West with Sergio Leone. And after Sergio Leone, we move into Clint Eastwood, where it's a mix of ones he directed and ones he starred in. Then we get some more Westerns and some Sam Peckinpah with Pat Garrett and the Billy the Kid and Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. And then here we got Tom Cruise with Last Samurai, and then moving on through Mission Impossible and Eyes Wide Shut. So Eyes Wide Shut brings us into Kubrick. And then we got some Keanu Reeves. This is where John Wick Chapter 4 is. As you saw, I had chapters 1 through 3 in the other room. Then we get into some Bruce Willis over here. And then here we've got Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, The Sting, Cool Hand Luke. So, yeah, we got some cool stuff. Moving on to even more, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just a lot. I don't want to get too much. Got some De Palma here. De Palma's one of my favorites as well. But yeah, Paul Newman up there. Let's see what we got down here. We got some Scorsese. We got some Christopher Nolan all through here. Then we got Fincher. Also, Fincher's one of my favorites. I even have a bootleg version of The Killer. Hold on. It's... yeah, because I don't want to pay for Netflix every time I want to see The Killer. Because I don't regularly have Netflix, because Netflix doesn't have anything I care about except for The Killer, because Fincher signs contracts with Netflix, and it annoys me. Anyways, then we got Tarantino through here, even with True Romance, which he didn't direct, but he wrote. We got Aliens, the anthology for Alien. Then we got some more for him, and we got Thief, Heat, Collateral, bringing us into Spielberg with Jaws and all the indies, Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List. And then down here we got Star Wars. So we got George Lucas. So we got TH-1138, his first feature film, and then we get his Star Wars movies. Now you'll see, where is it? Am I blind? Here it is. So you see, I have all the Star Wars movies that matter, except I also have The Force Awakens, because when The Force Awakens first came out, I hated it. But I was like, I need to own every Star Wars movie, so I'll get it. And then The Last Jedi was so bad also that I'm like, all right, I'm not keeping to that. I'm going to get every Star Wars movie. I don't need to collect all of them. But at first I was like, I hate The Force Awakens, but I'll buy it because I want to collect every Star Wars movie. No. Anyways, this is Project 4K. So this is all the theatrical cuts of the original trilogy. So it's not special editions, because people did it, and you can go into these forums and download it and everything, and I did that, but it was like 60 gigs just to have Empire on my PC, And I figured, you know what? I wonder if anyone just put it on a disc, and I found it. Someone did. So now I own it on here, and I don't have to have 60 gigs for one movie on my PC. So anytime I want to watch the theatrical cuts, I got that. Anytime if I want to watch the special editions, I've got that as well. I love those steelbooks. Mummy, Lord of the Rings is where we get the franchises, James Bond. Then we got some Cameron with the Terminators and True Lies. And then we get into Arnold with The Running Man, Conan, Predator. Moving on, I got a bunch of stuff. Then down here's like the superhero movies. So we got Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, some X-Men movies, Deadpool, Captain America, Spider-Man, all this stuff. Get some animated movies. Like I said, I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan, so we got some Scooby-Doo movies on Blu-ray there. Got Akira, Batman Under the Red Hood, Fugitive. All right. And I also have the No Country for Old Men. Got that still. But then over here, have some more. So these are, this is where I keep my TV shows, because I don't own a whole lot of TV shows. We got Andor Season 1, bootleg versions of Daredevil Seasons 1 through 3, because then I don't want to pay for Disney Plus or Netflix or anything every time I want to watch it. Avatar: Last Airbender, one of my favorite shows of all the time. Legend of Korra, the not as good sequel show, but still, if I ever want to watch it, I have it. Spectacular Spider-Man, my favorite version of Spider-Man. Cowboy Bebop the movie. More Scooby-Doo, Tintin. Just a bunch more random movies here. My small little foreign language selection right here. We got 2 French films, and we got Seven Samurai. Everyone knows Seven Samurai, but Le Samurai is incredible. The Circle of Red is good too. But man, I love Le Samurai. Both these movies are really good, but Le Samurai is so good. Got some Christmas movies. Got some more westerns over here. And then down here, got some more movies. Yeah, there you go. Look at all that. And then the Columbia collection, which I bought because initially Taxi Driver and Social Network were not on, they were not, let me get some more light in here. Yeah, here's my John Wick poster. But yeah, and there's my Indiana Jones posters. And then I have a couple posters I haven't even hung up over here, which is, I have my John Wick 4 poster, and I have my Jock Joker poster, which is upside down. But I don't really have space to hang those up right now. Oh, and then, yeah, the Star Wars poster's over there. That's my favorite one. Because Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie of all time, and I love that poster. But yeah, that's basically it. And kind of, oh, and there's Jimmy. He's hiding. I have to show you guys Jimmy. He was in my first ever room tour from like a decade ago. Jimmy's 18 years old now, by the way. He's been around for a while. All right. So let's yeah, I guess that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, a bit of a, I guess, schizophrenic run through of my collection, but I wanted to do what I hadn't done in a while, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all later.